Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got back from the theaters after seeing Mile 22. This is a 2018 film that was directed by Peter Berg, and if you're wondering why did you watch this movie, especially because it came out last week and the reviews weren't that great, honestly, two reasons. One is because I always want to give a film a chance. I always want to, because there's plenty of movies that get bad reviews or tons of hate, and then I've watched it and I go, it wasn't bad, or I liked it. And people look at me like I'm weird and crazy, but that's fine. But two, the second reason is because if it's as bad as people say, then maybe I'll have something to talk about in my worst of the year. I know, not the greatest reason to go out and see a movie, but hell, let's do it. The plot is we follow Mark Wahlberg, who's this military undercover-like guy who has this team of people. They're on a secret and dangerous mission where they're trying to extract this guy who has intelligence, has this code to potentially stop this deadly gas or virus from getting out there. So they have to extract him from the embassy to this airplane to get him out of there. But along the way, they get attacked and shot at, and just, it's like hell trying to get to this area. Now, what I thought of this movie was, I'll be honest, I did not hate this movie. I almost wished it was worse so that I could rant and rave and say, this sucked! But it was just meh. It was just blah. There was nothing really special about the film. For example, Mark Wahlberg, who is very, very hit or miss in certain movies. And this film, he was very animated. He was very angry. They sort of touch on the fact that he might have autism or he has these anger issues. He's psychotic. Like, there's something really wrong with this guy. He's constantly having to, pull at this rubber band on his wrist because he can't calm himself down. Constantly yelling, constantly swearing. Every character really in this movie, every other word is fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. Seriously, that's the dialogue. Whoever wrote this movie, it's almost as bad as End of Watch, where, like, I remember that movie. Just every other word was fuck. But Mark Wahlberg, once again, he was fine. He's a little bit of an asshole, but they at least tried to give you an explanation for why he was such a dick. Lauren Cohen, who most of us know from The Walking Dead as Maggie, she too was an angry motherfucker. She was. She too said fuck all the time, and she was just like, angry. But they at least gave her somewhat of a reason and backstory about how she has a daughter, and her ex-husband, played by the director, Peter Berg, is being a dick to her and not really letting her see the daughter because of her job, and yada, 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 yada. So, okay, fine. Our two main characters have a backstory and have characters that I can at least understand why they are the way that they are. Everyone else, I don't know. Everyone else are assholes. Everyone else are a bunch of dicks, but you don't know why. You don't get characterizations of them. Like, for example, Ronda Rousey is in this movie, and I was curious on how she would do, because the movies that I have seen Ronda Rousey in, I haven't been impressed. I don't think she's a good actress, really. She has presence. When she walks on screen, you definitely go, whoa, she looks like a tough motherfucker, but that's from her UFC stuff, her real life stuff. But I thought she was fine here. I thought the dialogue and just her as a character was pretty good. I'm not saying she does a whole lot, but it was enough to make me go, okay, if you use her in the right movie, in the right setting, as the right character, maybe she could have a decent movie career. And another actor I want to talk about, Iko Uwais. Probably said that wrong. It wouldn't be the first time, and it won't be the last time. But this actor, you know from The Raid. And look, the character in this movie is a badass. They do thankfully give him a couple of scenes of him just kicking ass, taking on 2 or 3 people at once and killing them in various creative ways and just doing what he does best. The problem, and probably, no, definitely my biggest problem with the movie, is the editing, is the direction, especially for the action. It's so choppy. It's so cut. Every action scene, especially with this guy who you know does all of his own stunts, who you know is probably doing all of this in 1 to 2 takes at tops. But yet, it's so cut up to where it looks like it's a stunt guy, or it could be a stunt guy, or it looks like maybe he couldn't fight, so they had to cut it all up. And you just know that's not the case, so it's sad. It's frustrating. Why the fuck did Peter Berg, a director who's done some good movies besides Battleship, let us never talk about Battleship again. But he's done movies, Lone Survivor. He's done movies to where he should know better. And if you're going to hire an actor like this that comes from the background and the movies that he comes from, let him do his thing. Let him fight. Let him show off those talents. And let me be able to see those action moments. I wanted to enjoy those scenes. I did, but it was so cutty that I couldn't. To an extent, I couldn't. I appreciated the fact that it was bloody and violent and rated R, because it's been a while since I've seen like a real rated R action violent movie, gory movie. People are getting shot in the head and blood, and it's not CGI blood either. It's actual blood squids and it's practical effects. So it might sound weird to give a movie such props for that, but nowadays I have to, because there's so many action movies that don't go that extra mile. The whole title of this movie, Mile 22, is based on the fact that in extracting this asset, it takes them 22 miles to do it. So I get why it's called Mile 22, but as a film, as something that I'm trying to remember, I'm never going to remember that title. It's a horrible title, and I could not believe when you get to the end of this movie and you have this twist and you have this cliffhanger and you have this whole, oh, this is what's really going on. Oh, can you get excited for a sequel? What? Really? They're really trying to make this supposedly a franchise? They want to make Mark Wahlberg come back and do all the more and more movies. What are you going to call it? Mile 22 2? Like, that just, it's dumb. It is. I would not want to see a sequel to this. I feel like I'm giving it credit for the blood. I'm giving it credit for being rated R. I'm giving it credit for being just an original story that's not based on a graphic novel or a remake or a reboot. Sure, I'll give it credit for all of those little things, but that can only get you so far. I am just gonna give this a Netflix and chill.
Oh yeah.
And I am being so very generous. I could tell. I wouldn't blame anyone who saw this and got pissed and gave it a fuck you, or if it is one of their worst movies of the year, that's fine. I've seen worse, so I'm not that hostile. I'm not as angry as I would even want to be. But even John Malkovich is in the movie and does nothing. Nothing substantial. It's sort of sad. A little bit of a wasted potential. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you somehow saw Mile 22. I doubt you did. Let me know what you thought of it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.